If you're a reseller or you're thinking about reselling, then I'm going to show you today how you can take pennies and turn them into a few hundred. And all it took was a fox and a dog for me. No fancy tools, no big budget, just sharp eyes and, well, basically a little luck, I guess you could say. And that's the area of plushies and stuffed animals. Now, this is an area when I went to thrift stores or even yard sales, I never thought about looking at because maybe you were like me, you're thinking, the stuffed animals are probably dirty, they're worn out, they're just overplayed with, and really just gross when it comes down to it. But the fact is, if you're willing to dig a little bit, you can find some gold. Now, the first animal that I bought that I actually flipped for a huge profit, I only spent 10 cents, and it was a fox that was a Beanie Baby. Now, I just happened to look up on this is all I can say because I had no idea what I was doing that day. I looked it up. It looked like it was selling pretty good on eBay, so I bought the little fox for 10 cents. I came home and was quite surprised to see it selling for $200 on eBay. Now, one of the great things about this is that it came out of a bin of 100 stuffed animals, and somehow that heart tag on it was still perfect. And if you know anything about Beanie Babies, that tag is the most important thing, because if the tag is not there, if it's ripped, if it's bent, you've pretty much ruined the value of that Beanie Baby. So this one was perfect. I listed it for $150. It was on there for about 6 weeks before it sold, but I couldn't believe it when I saw that sold notification pop in on my inbox. $150. Now, I was able to flip another stuffed animal, which I didn't really even think about when I first saw it. And my mom was with me shopping that day at the thrift store, and she was the one that found a bunch of stuffed animals that day as I was looking at clothing. And when I saw this one, I thought, I don't know about that. I don't really remember that character that much. I couldn't even remember the character's name, but it was Ralph from the Muppets. This one wasn't quite as much as the $150 Beanie Baby, but I was still quite shocked. I listed it on eBay when I got home. I paid 50 cents for him, and he ended up selling for $70. So if you think there's no money in stuffed animals, then think again. So get out there to your thrift stores, don't pass that section up, and even at yard sales, have a look, because you will never know what you'll find in the bottom of a box or a bin that's just waiting to be discovered. And it's really opened my eyes, and sometimes when I go to a thrift store now, the stuffed animals is one of the first areas that I hit. Now, many times our Goodwill does not have a lot of stuffed animals. It's hit or miss. We have 2 other thrift stores here that are local. One has a ton of stuffed animals usually, and they rotate pretty well. There's a lot of new ones in there, but then there's those that have hung around for probably weeks or even months. Now, both of the stores, one sells theirs for 25 cents, and the other used to sell those for 10 cents, and now they have upped their price to around 50 cents or $1, but it's still worth it. I wouldn't pay a lot of money for a stuffed animal unless you know for sure that it's going to resell for some high number. One brand that seems to be very popular right now is the Squishmallows, and I had no idea what a Squishmallow was until I started seeing them more at the thrift stores and got to thinking, maybe these are something. Now, they're not like the Beanie Babies where you have the tag on them that has to be on there. Most stuffed animals, you just need to have that butt tag, or the tush tag as some people call it, just a little white tag that basically tells what the animal is. Now, if you look at that tag closely, it will give you the brand like Disney and maybe even the character's name. And sometimes on the newer stuffed animals, you'll see a date on there. And recently I picked up a Tickle Me Elmo, It's the second Tickle Me Elmo that I picked up. The first one was the 2018 version. Now this one that I just picked up last week, I paid $2 for it. It's the 2024 version, which means he's a little newer. He's not been played with a whole lot, and he still has some good playtime left in him and a little bit of resale value. So I will probably list this one for around $28. If it doesn't sell within a few days, I will come down. And one of the good things about having this Tickle Me Elmo this time of year is that Christmas is almost here, and there will be parents shopping on a budget that would be glad to have Elmo at that price. And just a few tips on things that have worked for me right now, or things that I do to try to make my listings a little bit better, is take good pictures. Take a picture of the face, the tag on the back, to let them know that it is an authentic character, whether it's Elmo, it could be a Beanie Baby. Just take good pictures of those tags and make sure that your stuffed animal is clean and presentable. One thing that I do when one of my stuffed animals sells is that I take a little extra time before I package it. I will get out a hairbrush. I will brush their fur or their hair to make them look cleaner, fluffed up, and more presentable to the buyer. Sometimes they might have a little piece of fur hanging off, or their fur just might be uneven from where a child has played with it. I'll take a pair of scissors and I will trim it down and make that little stuffed animal look great. And one thing that I do is, if a stuffed animal has batteries in it, whether it talks or it moves, I do check it to make sure that it works. That way the customer knows that they're receiving something that actually works. I do put batteries in them and I do test them. And one thing I do is I leave the batteries in there, even if they weren't in there to start with, because when your customer gets it, they want to see that it works right out of the box. And if they're going to give it to a child, chances are a child wants to play with that toy right then. They don't want to have to wait a day or two if mom or dad doesn't have any batteries at home for them to go to the store and buy some. So put those batteries in there. Make your animal look presentable. And another tip that I like to think of is, if someone has paid $100, $200 for a stuffed animal, package it like you mean it. Don't just throw that stuffed animal in any old box without any packaging. If someone paid that much for a stuffed animal, make the packaging match it. Put in some nice tissue paper, bubble wrap it. You can even make it to where the face doesn't get smushed in the box. But make it presentable, and your customer will see that you have spent time and effort on that very expensive stuffed animal. So what is your assignment the next time you go to a thrift store or a yard sale? That's hitting the plush and the stuffed animals. You just might find your 10-cent fox or your 50-cent dog like I did. And it could be your next $100 flip. So drop your craziest plush find in the comments below if you're already looking for them. Maybe if you haven't even thought about looking for them, let me know that it is one of your top priorities now. And if you find anything neat or cool or high priced, let me know in the comments. I would love to see what you find. And I hope these tips have helped you find something else that you can add to your reselling stash. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you in the next video.